Today's question is, what is the most unprofessional thing a doctor has said to you?
But before we begin, it would help us a lot if you subscribed, since 97.5% of the people who watch our videos are not subscribed. So without further ado, let's start. Resident doc interviewing me before regular doc came in to insert my IUD. Any chance you're pregnant?
Me? No.
Doc, how do you know? Me? I haven't had sex since November. It was July by now. Doc, shocked why haven't you have sex? Don't you live with your partner? Me? I don't have a partner. Doc, then why do you want an IUD? Me? I'm really hoping the last time wasn't the last time. Doctor, many women that come to my office would kill for those. Me? Those what? Doctor, you have childbearing hips? Me? Okay, but I came to you because my stomach has been hurting really bad for over a week now, and today I woke up with a really bad fever. Doctor proceeds to check my file and suddenly grins at me. Doctor, oh, and you are turning 18 in 4 days. Are we planning to make use of them? Me? I wish I was making this up. My grandma thankfully tore this man a new one, while my dad sat there, not even clocking what just happened until my grandma explained it to him in the car. She was absolutely enraged for the rest of the day while my dad was still struggling to see the problem. Ignorance really can be a wonderful thing. He genuinely tried to argue that the guy was simply complimenting me and that my grandma was being too harsh. That argument lasted until my nan screamed at him, "For fuck's sake, James, are you walking around complimenting 17-year-old girls on their childbearing hips? Do you ask those same 17-year-old girls if they're planning to use them? Do I have to be concerned? James Edward, insert surname here?" Dad excused himself for the rest of the day and left. My Nana then threw her oven gloves at the door and told me to take some chocolate from her stash and to go upstairs. Loved spending my summer break at my Nan's. It's been a few years since this happened, but at least I can understand my Nan's reaction now. You fucked your sister, and you fucked a pig once. You know what? Fuck you. That shit happened like 3 years ago. You need to just drop it and move on. I don't deserve to have it rubbed in my face all the time. Then I realized why she held such resentment towards him, and I noped the fuck out of there and never talked to them again. I feel so bad for their kids. It was a really dysfunctional situation for them. Luckily, I heard they aren't together anymore. Back in college, I went to see the doctors at Student Health about an issue. It was a very nice, well-regarded university in the northeastern U.S. The doctor, it was a doctor, not an NP, was going to prescribe me 5 milligrams pills of a medication to be taken daily. He wanted to see if it was covered and was like, "Oh, sorry, our insurance only covers 14 pills per month. Sorry, guess you can't take your medicine every day, unless you want to pay out of pocket." He then shrugged. I then asked if this medication was sold in 10 milligrams pills. He said yes. I then asked if the same plan would cover 14 pills per month of the 10 milligrams pills. He said yes. I then asked if the pills were perforated. He said yes. I then asked if he could just prescribe me 14 of the 10 milligrams pills, as that was covered, and I could use the perforation and take half a pill, i.e., 5 milligrams, per day. The doctor then got quiet, paused for a moment, got really weird, and said, "You are suggesting insurance fraud. I will not continue this discussion. You need to get out of my office right now. If you say another word to me about this, I will notify the insurance company and will notify the police and would recommend that they press criminal charges." I have subsequently told this story to several doctors later in my life at cocktail parties. Nobody thinks it was insurance fraud. Everyone tells me the doctor had no clue what he was talking about. I was a young, scared college student, so I walked out and got no medication for my condition. Thanks for nothing, doctor. I was being treated on week 2 with medication for an ectopic pregnancy. Baby in the fallopian tube, 0% chance for baby, Very small chance for myself to live if not taken care of. I was told to go to the ER if I developed severe pain. I developed severe pain and went to the ER. The doctor on call sat there and tried to casually discuss what kind of pain meds I might like to my husband as I was writhing in pain on the bed. Husband insists doc should just make a decision and give me the meds now. Finally gave me a pain pill and told me no need for an ultrasound, just did some blood work for my file. I go home and waited out with a script for pain meds. I told him the pain was severe and could be the tube bursting, and he told me that miscarriages just hurt. I went into the gyno treating me 2 days later, and he took one look at me and booked me for emergency surgery. The tube had burst and I had so much internal bleeding that they had to have a general surgeon assist in the cleanup in my abdomen. My bowels were adhering to the broken tube and had to be carefully separated. Later, my doc told me I was very lucky and the moron at the ER should have sent me in to an ultrasound based on the pain alone. The blood work was apparently alarming. Went back for an 4 to the same shitty ER a few months after. That same shit ER doc checked my abdomen and saw the surgery scars. He commented I must have recently had an operation. I told him, yeah, you misdiagnosed my burst ectopic pregnancy and I had to get emergency surgery at a different hospital. He didn't say shit after that. If I had the money, I would sue the asshole. Sibling set of cousins, my 3rd cousins, 2 sisters, and a brother. The youngest sister, she is 31 this year. This happened in about 2009-ish, was dating a mixed-race guy, one parent black, the other white. I didn't realize how racist the family was. They told her to leave him immediately, and when they found out she not only hadn't left him but was also now having sex with him, her siblings beat her up while their father watched, and they forced her onto a plane to the EU the next day, black eye and all. Had her personal documents seized by her sister, and was basically a prisoner to her. I found out about a year later about this when our other cousin told me. I can never look at anyone in that family again the same way, and it's so sad because as a kid I was very fond of them. The older sister had a coffee shop which my dad used to take us to a lot, and I think that's where he met my stepmom. I am not sure if this is a secret now since my mom knows and I didn't tell her. Though at the time my cousin asked me to keep it quiet because it was top secret and very sensitive information. I don't know if any of the family know that I know about this as well. If any of them ever read this, you guys suck. That's normal in your line of work. Just ignore it, the pain will go away. I went in for shoulder pain, as my left shoulder would be killing me after a day loading trucks all day. This was an ongoing thing for weeks before I went to get it checked. Didn't examine my shoulder. Didn't have any x-rays done, CAT scans done, MRIs done, nothing. Hell, didn't even have me take my shirt off. Turns out that I had a torn rotator cuff. Had another doc tell me that the stomach pain that had me pissing myself, throwing up, and passing out was from gas. Again, without any type of examination, just listening to the symptoms. 2 days later, I was dying on the table from a necrotic appendix. Not to me, but I was at a new clinic and I heard the old doc say to the intern before coming in that, you can see from her record that endometriosis is listed. This patient probably suffers from anxiety, so all we need to do is go in, do a quick exam and reassure her that everything is fine. And then Dr. Blackwell put in my chart anxiety, without my knowledge or any symptoms of anxiety other than having, surgically, been diagnosed with endometriosis. The GYN felt a mass during routine exam, feared cancer and scheduled me for emergency surgery, which, thankfully, gave definitive non-cancer diagnosis. At no time during any visit ever did I have anxiety star. But not knowing this, it ruined my healthcare for 2 years because suddenly no physician believed me when I described my symptoms, typically things like sinus infection or bronchitis, pneumonia during the seasons. When I found out, I was pissed, as was the doc who immediately removed it. Asterisk, and in hindsight, having experienced anxiety during a difficult situation 20 years later, I am double pissed and have an appreciation for people who do suffer with it, but it didn't cause a change in my ability to say what is going on with my health. Edit to add. I would have called him by name here anyway, but he was old enough at the time that he is probably deceased and definitely long retired. And this is the end of today's video. I hope you liked it, and don't forget to comment an anecdote or experience similar to the topic of the video. Leave your like, share if you like the video, and lastly, don't forget to activate the little bell so you don't miss any of our daily videos. Bye-bye.